Well, ar dús céad míle fáilte rih gach aine teacht an seo anocht agus go háirithe fearfáilte rih Fernando. It was very good. A group of us were in Havana recently and met up with Fernando, and it was very nice to say to him, well, we'll see you in Dublin in another week or two. So it's great that he's here with us tonight. I also want to welcome Ambassador Ugo. I think this is probably his first really big official event. We've had others here with the previous Ambassador Hermes, so Ambassador Ugo, we wish you very well. And also, we want to wish his wife well, because we know how important the ambassador's wife is in doing the work of the embassy. We had very good meetings today in the Dáil. Fernando and Ugo were in with the Foreign Affairs Committee, and Deputy Sean Crowe and myself had quite a number of questions and comments. So it was great that all of those, it was a formal meeting, so all of that is on the Dáil record. And the questions ranged from the blockade to Guantanamo to the situation for Cuba and Cuban life today. And then after that, there was the launch of the Irish-Cuban Parliamentary Friendship Group, which is under the chairmanship of Deputy Thomas Pringle. There weren't as many there as we would have liked, as Thomas would have liked, but unfortunately it clashed with a certain gentleman's presence in the chamber. And we have the luxury, as we're independent, we're not whipped into going into the chamber to listen to speeches that we might not particularly want to listen to. But anyway, that was what happened there. I also want to welcome those who were the supporters of, first of all, the Miami Five and then the Cuban Five. And we know how hard people worked here in raising those issues. We had an interesting conversation with Fernando after the meetings today about prison life. And I just want to, at the moment, we know how much people suffer when they're in prison and the loss of freedom. And I know Fernando was telling us he was in 3 different prisons in America. But I want us to remember tonight the women who loved those men. Their mothers, their daughters, their sisters, their aunts, all of those, because they suffered when the men were in prison. And they were the ones that kept the families going and kept the communities going. And I particularly want to remember Fernando's mother, Magalé, because many of us met her in Cuba, and then I also hosted her in the Dáil when she was in Ireland and when she was on a trip. You know, and the women were the ones who were raising the issue, keeping the issue before people. So I think later tonight we should raise a toast to all the women behind the Cuban Five. Okay? Yeah. Okay, so first of all, I am going to introduce Ambassador Ugo, who's going to say a few words to start the evening.